Welcome to Music Motors and welcome to, realistically, the most understated but also the best value for money car Renault currently make. This is the 2019 Renault Kadjar. Now these are very, very cheap in comparison to the competition, considering the tech you get. This one is powered by a 1.3 litre petrol engine. That 1.3 litre petrol engine produces 160 brake horsepower, 260 newton meters of torque. It will get you to 62 miles an hour in 9.9 seconds. And it'll top out about 130 miles an hour. Now this one, without options, is just under £23,000, so it's 22,900. If you put the paint on, it goes up to 23,500. Now 23,500 for a crossover SUV looks like this with technology like this. You can understand why it's an absolute bargain value for money car. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the 2019 Renault Kadjar. Local economy time. I have no idea what to expect. I have no idea what's on paper, and I'm going to find out. Now this is a bit more of a B-road local economy, but there equally is going to be quite a lot of, so at least some traffic, some start-stop, and not sat at motorway speeds. It is going to be fluctuating between speeds, so seeing what this can turn around. See you on the other side. The result was a pretty comfortable 42 miles per gallon, which is, to be fair, what they say combined. And with a little bit of 60 mile an hour back there, I suppose you could call that a combined run, but not a true combined run yet. That is coming later. But as around town goes, good lock, good visibility, comfortable, gearbox has a nice throw, it's easy to drive around town, and the fuel economy is reasonable. So thus far, thumbs up. Outside, the Kadjar is very much what you expect from Renault. It's refined, it's got nice lines, a very French design. It looks great at the front with a prominent kind of grille going on. The front end isn't boring by any stretch of the imagination, and the light clusters at the front work very, very well. Now when you get to the side of the car, that's where the design really steps up. Lovely sweeping lines, great bulges, and in general just makes the exterior of the car look even more unique, makes it look more Renault. The back end of the car, again, a finished, rounded off design. It looks very nice. Now while this isn't a sporty looking crossover SUV, thanks to the 19-inch diamond cut alloy wheels, it does give you the visual impression that it's a little bit more sporty than you may think it is. Now this particular car is finished in flame red. As I said earlier, it's like a £650 option. Now as it goes, you may be thinking, what, you've got to be paying money for an upgraded paint colour like this, but don't get me wrong, this is an amazing type of red. Sometimes you can't either get a completely bland red or a completely bright red. This flame red is so perfectly in the middle of exactly what you want. It's a lovely looking red to look at, which then brings the whole exterior together. So the front looks great, the back looks great, the side is just deliciously designed. The alloys really suit the overall design and do finish off the exterior look. And whilst diamond cut, I'm not really too worried about curbs with them. The colour sets it off. If I was to get a Kadjar, I would get it in flame red. It's raining, it's pouring, and the old man, that's me, is no longer snoring. The old man has woken up to a rainstorm, and I'm about to put all my equipment in the back of this. See how big the boot is. Leaving the almost shouty exterior to step inside. Now what this is inside is what we know and love from Renault. It's not too shouty, but it's practical, it's robust, it's comfortable. Now there are a variety of plastics, but by no means does it feel cheap inside. The plastics do feel good quality, there's no rattles. The standard sound system is absolutely superb, and the infotainment system is just a doddle to use. 7-inch screen, easy to navigate, with everything that you could possibly want at your fingertips. Right up in front of the driver, you have all your extra controls, all your extra bits and pieces. Now the cluster in front It gives you all the information you need within reason. If you need more than that, then you're probably paying too much attention down there and not on the road. When it comes to just general space and convenience, well, there's bundles of headroom front and back. There's loads of room with comfortable seats front and back. When it comes to visibility from a driver's point of view, even though the arches do kind of bulge out ever so slightly on the design, you're not really ever too worried about hitting a curb, parking up against the curb, the general stuff. It's not so abrasive as in some of the Japanese competitors that you're not able to see what's going on. The visibility the whole way around is great. It really, really is very, very good. Once you get past your rear seat passengers, it continues because the boot space is, well, absolutely fantastic. It's exactly what you want to see from a car of this type of size. Now, in fact, the only thing that I had to do was make sure I didn't have two guitars in, just because the boot's ever so slightly not big enough for that, but it's definitely deep enough. And the load height is more than capable to be used, no matter how heavy the thing is you're trying to put in. The interior of this car is very well finished. Gig test time, and instead of a double gig day, I've just got double musical activity day, so a combined run, finding out how well it does generally. So there is around town, there is motorway, there is start-stop, there is idling, there is everything on this. This is a true combined test. Going to reset the trip, and let's see you when I get to my first destination. I have arrived at the first bit, thus far 40 miles per gallon. Easy to drive, comfortable, quiet, frugality sort of there. It's doing a good job. So once I'm done with this, we'll continue and see if we can get it any higher or any lower. Job done. About to jump on the road again, see what the complete combined is going to be by the time I get to the gig. This is going to have a lot more A road and motorway where appropriate. So it'll be interesting. However, if my sat-nav diverts me, it's going to be completely B roads. So that will also be interesting as a combined total. Let's go. Arrived, 43.9 miles per gallon, comfortable, easy, frugal-ish, and just capable. It's great for a journey like this, and I've arrived relaxed, simple as that. When you get to performance, well, this is no slouch, not a slouch by any means. So 9.9 to 62 tops out 130. Now that's because of 160 brake horsepower and 260 newton meters of torque. The engine is actually quite responsive considering the type of vehicle this is. The handling is ever so slightly cumbersome in corners, but you don't slip out of your seat. You get a decent pedal feel, and the steering isn't totally disconnected. Whilst not giving you bundles and bundles of feedback, you're not going to be totally disconnected from the drive. You will seriously enjoy driving this on back roads and revving the nuts off it. Economy is something which really surprised me every single time I drove this. Now, they say combined you're going to see realistically like 42, 43 miles per gallon, proper combined. And you will absolutely see that, because I've been driving around town a majority of the time and it's getting 41.9 in front of me, which is insane to think. A 1.3 litre, although it does have a lot of power and torque, it's still a boosted 1.3 litre petrol, is returning that fuel economy. It's crazy to consider. Now, on a run, you can see up to, and realistically, 48, 49 miles per gallon, pretty achievably. And if you're just driving around town, then maybe worst case scenario, you'd see about 36, 37 if you're stuck in traffic and you have a heavy right foot. Otherwise, what you are going to see without question is 42 to 43 miles per gallon combined, and there is no question about that. The engine doesn't seem to struggle on a run. It has more than enough torque to get up big hills. If you are in a very wrong gear for a hill, then that's about the only time it will show that it's struggling, because obviously it needs to build the boost up to get the turbo to push you and all that kind of stuff. It's basically where a diesel will be better at lower RPMs. A small capacity petrol is of course going to struggle in comparison. So to summarise, a 2019 Renault Kadjar. This is a vehicle which doesn't cost a lot of money but gives you bundles and bundles and bundles of tech, amenities, style on the outside, comfort on the inside. It's a car which is easy to drive no matter what road you tend to put it on. Now, while I don't expect this particular one with the 19-inch diamond cat alloys to be extraordinarily good off-road, it will give you more than enough ground clearance to be able to turn around, you know, decent off-road capability. It's a very, very good effort by Renault, and it's cheaper than the competition whilst not actually taking much away from you. You still have all the amenities and technology that you'd expect on a car in 2019.